Glechoma, hederacea. Nickname for this plant is Bugle Boy. This is part 1, and in part 2 I will be sharing a mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant. Be sure to watch all of part 1 so that part 2 is understandable. This is a weedy plant. It's matted, grows up to 3 feet tall, and it has creeping stems. The creeping stems can grow longer than 3 feet. As you see here, as the weed or the plant, Bugle Boy, curves and grows from off of the ground, at the tip or near the top of these extended creeping stems is where the flowers develop. The flowers are bilateral, somewhat box-shaped here in this area. Overall, it bears a funnel shape. This is where the plant develops its nickname from, Bugle Boy. That will be understandable when you get to part 2 for the mnemonic. Notice the leaf here. The veins develop from one area. They radiate out from this one area here. They are almost round, heart-shaped or kidney-shaped. The leaves bear whitish hairs which are stiff, and they lie backwards along the stem. Notice the petals. The upper lip has a notch, and the lower lip has 3 lobes, and there's a patch of white hair in the middle, referred to as being bearded. The leaves again, almost round, kidney-shaped or heart-shaped. The flowers develop from where the leaf stalk meets the stem, right in the axis here. This is what's called a calyx. Each calyx has 5 points. This is a side view. Referring to the petals again, the upper lobe has the notch, and the lower petal has 3 lobes, which was pointed out earlier. The calyx again. We clearly see 2 of the 5 points here in this picture. The flowers are blue to violet. This picture also shows us that the stems are also bilateral or square-shaped. Notice the beard. That is also tied in to the mnemonic coming up in part 2. There are 4 stamen inside of the tube or bugle. The flowers are approximately 1/3 of an inch long. The petals have purple spots. This is a great picture which shows us how the upper lip is a single lobe with a notch, and the lower lip has 3 lobes. One, 2, 3. The flowers usually grow in clusters of 2 or 3. Nice picture of the calyxes, 5 points. This picture gives us some perspective of the size of the flowers, growing up to about 1/3 of an inch long. The leaves, when crushed, smell like mint. Actually, they smell similar to mint, not exactly. Kidney-shaped or heart-shaped, almost round. Each of the leaves are also on very long petioles or leaf stalks. Again, notice how the leaf veins radiate from one spot. This picture gives us an idea of what you will be looking for in the field. This portion here is above the ground. However, the stems, they creep along the ground, And where the nodes meet the ground, they have a tendency to root. We'll see a better picture of that later. But what might appear to be individual plants, above the ground, on the ground, they are interconnected, rooting at the nodes or joints and developing new sprouts. Creeping stem. This is a picture of the seeds. They're brown. They're tiny. Egg-shaped nutlets. And each flower develops 4 seeds. Picture of the stem again. Square-shaped. Will also smell similar to mint when crushed. This picture shows us how the stems, again, creep along the ground and they root at various intervals or at the nodes or joints. This root system is referred to as rhizomas. Flowers developing at or near the top, not all along these lower portions. The edible parts of this plant are the flowers and the leaves. To learn how to prepare these parts for eating, visit Survival Plants Memory Course and find Glechoma, hederacea, and there is a Methods of Preparations section on the fact sheet of this plant, nicknamed Bugle Boy. This has been part 1. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch part 2, for it will feature the mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant.